with Frankuary. This is a review that will later be on Reddit. By the way, you can catch my Dark Knight Returns review for Frankuary on Reddit as well, Matt's Comic Shop. And this one will be going up there tomorrow as well. This is Robocop versus the Terminator. In 1992, Frank Miller created the crossover miniseries Robocop versus the Terminator. The story has Robocop teaming with Florence Langer, Flo for short, a freedom fighter from the future to prevent Skynet from taking over the future. It's the story that led to the 1993 shoot 'em up game of the same name and to a movie that never got developed. So, get a big bowl of popcorn and place your bets as we look at the Battle of the Cyborgs with Robocop versus the Terminator. Man versus Machine. Anyone who has seen the movies and TV series of these two franchises are very familiar with the theme of Man versus Machine. This theme is explored through the series as well as what it means to be human. In the beginning, Flo goes back into the future to kill Robocop when she learns that he was responsible for Skynet's victory over humans. Later on, she sees the sacrifice and struggle Robocop goes through to prevent this going so far as killing himself. She soon develops respect for him and joins him in his battle against the Terminators. All this shows that underneath Robocop's shield is a real human being. The violence. If you love pure, unadulterated violence, then this story is for you. Robocop gets put through the ringer on this one, as there are times when he gets beaten down and at one point has his body destroyed to the point where he actually builds himself back together. There's even a scene at the end of chapter 3 where Robocop is bruised, missing his left arm, and holding a Terminator's skull with his right hand. Not to mention, there's plenty of cyborg on cyborg violence and plenty of cyborgs killing humans. Before that, we see one Terminator snap an old blind man's neck. Ouch. Walter hope I'm pronouncing this right. Simonson's artwork. Walter's artwork is incredible in this series. The way he draws the violent scenes and the cover arts for each chapter is amazing. It's a 90s artwork that still holds up to this day. Fans of his work on Thor will be very impressed. Frank's writing. Like in most of his books, Frank Miller once again creates a story that makes you feel like you're watching a movie. Of course, many of you know of the rejected script for Robocop 2 that he created years prior to this, and this book shows why the people at Orion Pictures should have gotten out of his way. This story proves that he not only gets the aura of Robocop, but of the Terminator. It's a shame this movie never got made. In conclusion, I was so glad I got this book on Christmas and is another great comic by Frank Miller. As a fan of both movie franchises, I only wish I had read this years earlier. It's got great drama, action, and amazing artwork. This book, along with the video game, proves that Robocop vs. the Terminator is the movie we never got, but we so richly deserve. And now, time for the comic of the week.